Hi, I'm Tammy, and welcome to my Draw My Life. So far, I've lived the happiest and most loving life I can live in the country of Mexico. I was born in Mexico City, shockingly in Mexico. The climate here is very bipolar because there are so many different regions, 7 to be exact. Mexico ranges from temperature and tropical zones due to the Tropic of Cancer. My favorite thing to do in Mexico is to look at all the attractions, like the Chichén Itzá, a Mayan temple. Authentic food can be found anywhere you are throughout the city and is always enjoyed. As well as the food and attractions, I also really enjoy mariachi music. Mariachi music started when the Spanish conquered and they were spreading Christianity through music, but now it's become the music of the people. I always seem to stop and think when I'm walking through the city. Looking at my culture makes me realize how far we've come as a country. Back then, historically, Mexicans were being controlled by the Spaniards. Very bad people at the time. We were not only controlled physically, but also mentally. They influenced our culture, and they influenced our religion. The Spaniards tried to conquer all of our religion and what we lived for. Us Mexicans were not living up to our potential. But now, we are bad and are past that. Ever since gaining independence after fighting and beating Spain, and benefiting economically and politically after World War II, we transformed Mexico into a powerful country, economically and culturally. They just couldn't take us down. Mexican history is important to my life as it makes me think of the people before us and how lucky I am to be living in such a free country.
Hello, my name is Roberto. That's me. I love Mexico. I love its culture, diversity, etc. However, I absolutely hate and love our economy and politics at the same time. We are dealing with so many issues and it's pretty chaotic at the moment. There are many industries. The top 5 include the vehicles worth 114.5 billion, electric machinery worth 81.9 billion, and machinery including computers, which is about 75.4 billion. Mineral fuels plus oils also produce 29.7 billion, and the optical, technical, medical apparatus is worth 19 billion. The gross domestic product, aka the GDP in Mexico in 2018 was $1,158,230, ranking about number 15 out of 196 countries, which isn't top 10, but we made it close enough. One thing positive and negative is that while Mexico is increasing in the growth of infrastructure as well as development of electronics, increasing their experiences within grade, gaining more partners, they are also looking at a decrease in oil production, which is causing for a decline in growth of money because oil is everything. Through the US, Mexico has gained a positive loving relationship within each other. However, recently our relationship has been questionable. One thing very well known is the border issue in Mexico. According to the GAA, Mexico is a significant source and transit country for heroin, marijuana, and synthetic drugs such as meth, destined for the United States. It is also a major transit country for cocaine produced in the Andean region. A debate has been held over what country is funding important things, such as security reasons and funding soldiers to be in control over border control and who gets over. Neither country doesn't want to pay for that whole damn wall, costing billions for that 2,000 span mile wall. Along with the border, Mexico has established a trade group between America and Canada called NAFTA. NAFTA would help boost each other's country's economy through exports and imports within each country, especially Mexico, where they would get 1/3 of the United States exports. However, Trump has stated that Mexico has been taking advantage of NAFTA and has not been helping with border control and stopping illegal immigrants from coming to the United States. Instead of the United States withdrawing from NAFTA, that would affect Mexico and the United States relationship tremendously, they created a negotiation through USMCA. USMCA is NAFTA, but transformed with edits. Changes have been made, such as auto companies must manufacture at least 75% car components for the US, Canada, and Mexico. Other changes include Mexican trucks must follow US safety standards before crossing the border, and other boring rule stuff. Not only does Mexico have relationships with the US, we also have some dramatic and loving relationships with other countries, such as Guatemala. Guatemala and Mexico are known to have some tension because of how vast their economies are. Mexico has a very successful economy, and Guatemala just can't compare, as it drowns in poverty and starvation, making it a third world country. Due to this, many Guatemalans end up coming to Mexico for work, just like how Mexicans are going to the US for work and all other things the US also offers. Back in the 80s, a military command was made against the indigenous Mayan peasants of Guatemala and caused a large migration into Mexico because of the destroying of their homes and communities. From 82 to 93, Guatemalans had refugee camps lined on the border, causing problems because the Mexican government could not support that any people entering the country. Beautiful, talented, legendary Belize. Belize is that country, and we have a friendship of over 38 years. We literally grew old together. Mexico is Belize's fifth biggest trade partner, and both countries have an embassy within the other. Belize and Mexican officials frequently meet to discuss negotiation agreements as well as other rules for tariffs, such as taxes on the imports and the exports, and the marketing of goods. The two countries are in peace with each other and have a good relationship.
Adios.
And then we're gonna do the.
And I, oh,